The original conversation was being repeated in other people's spaces as if TikTok isn't made for that. As if that
No.
doesn't happen. Conversation was being repeated in other people's spaces as if TikTok isn't made for that. As if that
No.
doesn't happen at all times, as if people who are in the community don't have the right to have an opinion about somebody who's caused them harm or caused people in the community harm. Like it's the stupidest position to have just to try and prove a point that the people that you are not fucking with are messy.
Yeah, I call bullshit and apple butter, but that's just me, you know?
Oh, but they really don't want to hear how. Mm.
Hey, you know?
Oh, but they really don't want to hear how. I won't say it.
I'll at this point say it because I'm sick of
That's what I'm saying. I think
I don't
everything
want to
should be aired
sound,
out
I don't
now.
want to sound like Miss Carmen, but at the end of the day, I will say that, two, three now black men that I can name that you guys have deemed as problematic, aside from my friends, have users. Not
Yep.
once. Not one time, whether I disagreed, whether I was loud, whether I said what the fuck I said, whether I speak the way that I fucking speak, they've never had that energy with me. But
Yep.
for some reason, all of these black advocates are the only ones that have ever argued with me or called me names or started a fucking campaign to tell people they don't fuck with me.
They've been the most anti
Hmm.
every single
And I
time.
hate that I have to say that.
Tyler an asshole. Yes.
Yes.
Is he gonna call you an idiot? Absolutely.
More
Um,
than that, but
exactly.
yes.
He might even use the R slur, which don't agree with. But is he gonna gaslight you if you're making an argument that makes sense? No. That's not what's gonna happen. And if somebody says something, is he gonna actually want to listen to it? Yes. He's gonna want to listen to the truth. Y'all don't like the truth, y'all like narratives. And y'all don't like us because we don't like that. At least I can speak for myself. I don't like that. Even if I look bad, I'm gonna say it. Did I call that lady a CUNC fucking 4 years ago? Yes, I did, and I'll call her it again. If you don't want to follow me because I called that lady a CUNC, then don't fucking follow me. Fuck out of here. I'm gonna
It's
stand in
really
my
free
truth.
will, honestly.
What the
And you
fuck?
can't name any time that we have gone into lives to say, don't talk to this person, they did this. I will clock it as it's happening. So, on the subject of Banana, I approached Banana based off of what they were doing in the moment. I had not had a conversation with Banana until they called Phoenix a gremlin.
Which we wouldn't have
And
been
that was a
in if y'all
pro.
had listened to fucking Phoenix to begin with. So when
Well,
you're asking, observing about fucking victims, we spent half a fucking year trying to get Phoenix's voice heard. A motherfucker we didn't even know.
correct.
Because y'all silenced that lady. Y'all did that.
Yep.
Because of your
Didn't
friends. You want
even,
to
or
believe your
we just
friends.
shared a fucking server with her, and as a mod, she said this person
Your
didn't
friends. You want
even,
to
or
believe your
we just
friends.
shared a fucking server with her, and as a mod, she said this person, Playboy, is harassing me. Is can any mods block them out of this server? We asked what was going on. They told us, and I just so happened to have been in Jones's live when he was doing that unboxing, and I knew that Phoenix was telling the truth because I heard it for my fucking self. And when I saw that Banana was heading the brigade against fucking Phoenix, I did not like that because I do not give a fuck about how y'all feel about indigenous people. They are not black. And I wouldn't tolerate a black person putting her picture up, calling her a gremlin, and attacking her fucking features either. But I damn sure don't fucking tolerate it by somebody who's not even a part of our community.
Back.
Mm,
Are you black? Because it's funny because I still talk to Mimi. The funny thing is, right, half the people that was back then talk to us now. This is what
correct.
always happens too.
They realize that we telling the truth.
When they canceled Hibba, what happened?
Yep.
The
They
same
come
shit
back
that
and
we
they start asking.
exactly. Oh no, what you gonna? I'm sick of that. I'm sick of having to take the brunt of your bullshit and y'all spreading lies on me in order for y'all to find out later and then come over here. I'm not taking that come back no more.
Yep.
Stay right over there with your dumb ass.
No matter how you like it, it's just the fact that you don't like how it's packaged, but we don't never be wrong and we don't never lie. And even if it's, I can recognize when it's just me. The fact that you don't like how it's packaged, but we don't never be wrong and we don't never lie. And even if it's, I can recognize when it's just me. If I just don't like somebody, I won't advocate or campaign because the people in this live can tell you They know I don't fuck with some of y'all, but I've never once said like I don't want y'all talking to them. Don't follow this person. Do not speak to these people. No, I got a problem. That's me.
It's so funny though, because
People. No, I got a problem. That's me.
it's so funny though, because you've never told us to not speak to these people, but like the way that you describe your experiences is you can't, because you've never told us to not speak to these people, but like the way that you describe your experiences is you can't unsee it once you see it.
Yep.
You've literally called like the people, the men, the black men that are in the crosshairs in the last couple months and recently, you've called it. It's
The
been
very first, I
100%
won't say no
accurate.
name, but the very first conversation we first had, you said, please, not this person. Don't tell.
Crosshairs in the last couple months and recently, you've called it. It's
The
been
very first, I
100%
won't say no
accurate.
name, but the very first conversation we first had, you said, please, not this person. Don't tell me. And
Hmm.
all I said was they didn't do anything yet, but watch how they move because you got to watch these motherfuckers whose mods is majority not black. And then what happened 2 weeks later? They end up fucking live saying this space is dangerous for black people. We canceling you.
Hmm. Like clockwork. Like fucking
Yeah.
clockwork.
And now you on the docket saying you knew this or you didn't know that or you was friends with this person. You knew this person was grifted. You knew this person was an assaulter. You knew this person was harmful. You didn't do nothing. You didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
You got to watch who the fuck they favor. And I do not trust Solid. And I will continue to say I don't trust Solid because throughout this entire fucking conversation, you only wanted to highlight Banana as the person who had been harmed. I pay attention to who you motherfuckers cape for. I pay attention to who y'all favor. You do not fuck with black women. All right, I move around, baby. I'm not for you. You will never protect me. I knew you wasn't protecting nobody when you called that shit fucking drama. I don't trust black men who think that black women standing up for themselves is drama. It's dramatic. Because isn't that what they say about us in real life when they pull their motherfucking pew pews out on us or they do stuff to us because we got too loud and they felt like we was gonna do something to them. They felt like we was being aggressive.
I'll also add that
Mm.
the motherfuckers that were in Solid's chat that cared more about whether or not you called Banana white than anti-blackness, you're also red flags. This is
Hello.
exactly why. This is exactly the conversation that we have with Mimi when the banana shit happens. This is when he tries to get into that BIPOC conversation. I say, look at the chat. We've been talking about how this person has been anti-black, running black people off the app and everything, and all y'all give a fuck about is whether or not one person
Mm.
called this person white. That's all y'all. And all y'all give a fuck about is whether or not one person
Mm.
called this person white. That's all y'all care about. Y'all don't give a fuck about anti-blackness at all, and your niggas. How you don't care about yourself? How you give a fuck more about somebody else's issues than you do about the shit that's gonna get you unalived? But I'm the bad person for saying it out loud.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Anti-blackness is the most accepted form of bigotry. Most accepted, even by niggas themselves.
But
Correct.
why?
Mutuals. Because
You talking about Ash?
remember when Indigo was going at Ash X? What's their name?
Uh-huh.
Annie.
Problematic
Yes.
anti-hero.
Yes, and then remember when they hosted that live where they were trying to convince Indigo that colorism worked reverse? And it was a bunch of niggas that usually be arguing for dark skinned people, and they were trying to say that she was engaging in colorism as a dark skinned black woman because she was pointing out and highlighting that somebody was not black and benefited from white privilege because they could assimilate. And then they tried to run back to Indigo and tell Indigo that I was talking shit about Indigo because I unfollowed them because they were making reverse colorism arguments. I didn't care at the time. Remember, me and Indigo had beef because I didn't like the way she talked about biracial kids, and
Mm-hmm.
I had to work through that and have that conversation with her. So when she comes, the same way I always am. If you want to have a direct conversation with me, I will have a conversation. And she says, "Oh, I heard you was talking shit," and I said, "Oh, what do you mean?" And I got in her box and we had a conversation. And I said, are you talking about when I saw you in that live and they were trying to convince you that reverse colorism was for light skinned people, like colorism worked for light skinned people? Oh, yes, I did have an issue. I had an issue with them people for saying that to you, and I unfollowed them. And that was that. But they were mad. They
Yeah, I think, and it's also too like, I think people forget. Man, I guess it really sucks to stay in your little corner of TikTok because you don't want your friends to fucking see you. But not me, bitch. I'm a fucking free agent. But I remember I was having a spanking debate with conservative lens and snacks and all of them, and Hog Boss was in there. Hog Boss was one of them. Y'all forgot? Y'all forgot Hog Boss wasn't black and he was one of them?
But that's what he used to have those racist
He,
line.
I'm like, I'm so confused about his background because I swear people tell me that he's black and other people don't tell me that he's not.
He said it. He was on the Queen Bull tip. I'm not black. I'm this, I'm that, right? And he was one of them because him and Conservative Lynn, that's why I called her lip and slice carrier. She'll never fucking forget that. I guess that shit was triggering a trauma. I don't know. But it's because she remember says she dropped out of the box and she said, when I come back, I got something for you, bitch. Over a spanking debate. We was on some redheaded ladies live. Some little chubby redhead lady.
Oh, that's too far
And
back.
he was there hollering with snacks and screaming, this is why you black
Oh,
women
wait,
are
wait, wait.
always.
Snacks. Hold on. I might
Mhm.
even have. See, this is why when you be saying stuff, you got to tell me who is in it because you know I'm a silent receipt keeper.
Yeah, and it was just like I remembered him from that, right? And then the flash forward, I come back because I take my hiatus. I'm on Discord. I come back to TikTok. You guys are in bowls. That's when I see Hog Boss, and that's when I see him hosting what appeared to be leftist or liberal lives, and that's when I ask about it. And the people who used to be over there with him is telling me yes. People like Belinda and Bell and QB is like, nah, nigga, you was on our side. And I was like, yeah, I knew I wasn't crazy. Y'all took him in
Like,
anyway. But Tyler Bluntman could never though, right? Y'all make everything about him as if he's the catalyst of fucking anti-blackness. That's what throws me. I'm sorry, observer. Go ahead.
Remember, isn't that why? Isn't wait? I'm sorry, and I hate to even say this and go all the way back, but isn't that bold? Isn't that why what's his name ain't Shaman no more? Over letting Hogball Gus up. Isn't that the joke? Because they slipped and fell and let Hogball Hogboss
Cosmic.
cosmic.
Cosmic,
Mhm.
yes. Slipped and fell. And that was back when Hogboss's name is Hog the Coon. That's his name.
Correct.
Okay. I'm looking at a live right now that literally says
Hmm.
from
Yep.
October 6th, 2023.
This crazy. This is crazy. Y'all was surprised that he was acting like that. I ain't never seen him act no other kind of way. I have never seen him refrain from calling women out of their name. I have never seen him refrain from saying the thing women out of their name. I have never seen him refrain from saying the things that y'all would normally cancel people over. So I'm sorry if you guys don't accept it or you don't see it or you just simply don't give a fuck, but I'm going to continue to say the same thing. There's no other motivation other than the fact that there's money. And I know deep down in my soul, if that nigga wasn't selfish and he was sharing the wealth, y'all would have forgave Tyler Bluntman too. But he kept all his little motherfucking coins to his goddamn self. He crowdfunded for number one. And none of you motherfuckers was getting a piece of it. But that's what you wanted, right? Right, Dontrell? That's what you wanted because that's why you let him sit up on your live and talk all that motherfucking transphobic shit to Pikachu. You think I forgot? We in the box. Me and Wawa is in the box. They having a motherfucking debate about property rights.
Whether they own the house
Correct.
and foraging in the
Yeah. If the man cut down the tree and built the cabin, do the
and
cabin belong to him? Exactly. What
yes,
happened? What remember?
I don't actually think I'm in the box. I think I'm in the comments, but yes, I'm
No,
in the
you're in the box because Pikachu keeps asking you legal questions. We're silent. We're not engaging in the debate except for moments where it's like for clarification. But we are absolutely there because somebody they originally come in. Remember to
Oh, it's
tell
us there
Dontrell
first.
to yes because they
He
originally
comes
come
in.
into the
Yep, you're
box to
right.
tell Dontrell to get rid of him,
And he
and
says,
Dontrell
no.
says
Yep.
no.
He says, I'm gonna do what I want.
I'm gonna do what I want.
and you
And then
should.
Pikachu decides to say, okay, then fine. And they go back and forth. They start engaging in a debate that they had previously because it's like, oh, you ran from me. You were scared of me. And so they was like, all right, let's do it. Yeah, but they came up to tell you the same thing that Solid was saying, like, oh, don't platform Tyler Bunny. But Dontrell, you said no. And you let Pikachu get it up.
Mm-mm.
But where was y'all motherfuckers at when Hogboss had Pikachu house in the background?
Oh, I didn't even know how boss. I didn't know that. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, because they claimed that they doxed MOD. Where was you at? Where was y'all at?
Oh, because they did, didn't they? They had a Discord where they was searching that lady up.
I guess it don't matter because Hog Boss was y'all friend, but where was y'all at when they put that trans woman house in the background?
Mm,
They was.
Because Hog Boss was y'all friend, but where was y'all at when they put that trans woman house in the background?
mm,
They was. That's what happened with JD, ain't it?
Correct.
They try to blame that shit on JD, and then he ran all.
that's how we learned she wasn't a lawyer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's how.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
because they was trying to dox that lady, and it also bring valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they was trying to dox that lady, and it also bring validate or validity to the shit that we said. Y'all the motherfuckers that be doxed, and the ones that be
I'm
crying and
just
lying the most.
I'm just saying though, like even if they was wrong for that, towards MOD, that doesn't change the fact that y'all got into business with Hog Boss and consider him to be a friend, but y'all forgot all of the things that he did to the people that's in the lives caping for solid. All right.
All I gotta say, Queen, is you have a memory of steel. Do you hear me?
And do.
It's wild.
And do, honey, because that's the thing you don't want to talk about. Don't talk to me about no shit because I'm gonna remember.
She's the still trap a TikTok, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. She's the
Thank
only
you.
one. Thank you. She's the
Thank
only
you.
one. I'm going back on mute. I'm going back on mute.
But I'm saying, like, it was before some people, but when I'm speaking, I'm mainly speaking about Dontrell, Solid, some people, but when I'm speaking, I'm mainly speaking about Dontrell, Solid, those people, because I know that they predate these issues. I know that those people because I know that they predate these issues. I know that the call out of the sexual comments about the BBL towards the young woman is prior to. I know that the call out of the sexual comments about the BBL towards the young woman is prior to a lot of people being supportive. The young woman is prior to a lot of people being supportive.
She know who she talking to.
Hmm. Yeah, they know who I'm talking to too.
That's why I don't understand why you keep fucking with me. Like, why do you keep fucking with us? I'm leaving you the fuck alone, nigga.
Have I seen you?
I am leaving you the fuck alone. Why the fuck do you keep coming over here? The fuck do you want? Attention? Your friends ain't giving you enough? I don't get it.
I mean, some of y'all mamas ain't put y'all pictures on the motherfucking fridge, and it shows. Cause y'all come here and let anybody tell you good job. Cause y'all come here and let anybody tell you good job.
That was the crazy part. I don't want y'all around him. I need y'all to be very clear about this. My safety is the most important to me, and I am the only person that's going to be able to protect myself the way that I need to be protected. You don't see me in these lives screaming at y'all about protecting me as a black woman. None of that. You don't see me doing none of that. None of that. Because I know how to handle myself. I'll go toe to toe with a man. I go toe to toe with a woman. I don't give a fuck. I got me. I got me. Y'all know how it is. Sometimes y'all be because sometimes them racists be racist and that's too much for y'all. Joy be like, I don't care. I don't care what you say. You ain't gonna say that. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. If I would have done that, I would have looked as stupid as y'all look, running around calling that man a domestic abuser when he was the wrong Tyler.
Hello.
I would have looked as stupid as y'all look, lying on a black man just because you don't like him.
And didn't even vet your own motherfucking documentation because the motherfucking article said he was in jail as we spoke.
Exactly.
So how can it be him? How can he be
not,
the one?
not,
He
Not
is
their
actively in prison.
not their
This man
evidence
terrorizing
debunked themselves. No, no,
debunked themselves. Did you even read the fucking article? He is in prison.
no.
Debunked themselves. Did you even read the fucking article? He is in prison. Call the motherfucking prison and tell. Stop telling me what you think I should be doing or try to cancel him. He could have been canceled if he was a fucking prisoner.
Mm,
Y'all didn't even read the fucking article and didn't give a fuck that y'all lied on him because y'all don't like him.
mm,
Exactly. But
mm.
Like, what you want me to do?
Call
that's
the
my
CO. Don't
problem.
tell me.
No, but that's my problem. I like the truth even if it hurts. And motherfuckers don't care about the truth when it's people they don't like, and that's weird to me. Y'all don't want to know the truth. Y'all don't want the real tea. Y'all want these stories. The real tea is juicier than the stories. I'll tell you that.
Mm.
The real tea is juicier than the stories. The stories they telling you and the shit y'all see on the real tea be in them discords, be in them group chats, be in them who's calling who. That's where the real tea be at. And that's exactly why some motherfuckers are still so loyal to each other because y'all got too much dirt on each other. And imagine being held hostage by your friends.
Are they
That's
your
You
also
friends?
can't even correct your motherfucking
I
friends
wish
because
I
they got
wish
dirt
y'all
on
would
you.
try to hold me hostage.
But
Hello.
that's also why they tried to disparage you. By they, I mean Super Solid. Why Super Solid tried to disparage you and Queen in that conversation last night because he knows that you guys have a vault full of fucking lore. Like
Hmm.
he knows that you can peel back his wig if the opportunity ever presented itself. So he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that
Wait,
people think that you are anti-black, that you hang out with problematic people, that you are not quote unquote trustworthy. It's bullshit like that that
Hmm.
keeps these narratives going. But
is
if
that the
these
same
people,
Playboy?
is
Yeah.
it SM Playboy?
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's him.
Oh,
Mm.
oh shit,
Oh,
y'all. I was gonna tell
sorry.
you, I found
Continue
that part.
observing. I just didn't want to miss it.
No, it's okay. No worries. I think I'm good.
No, but I think you're right. But I don't care. This is why I don't care. Because the same way that they be telling people I'm problematic and shit, just know people be coming to me and telling me that y'all are telling them that, and people be sitting in my lives and be like, I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, I don't know. I don't
And
know.
my thing is this.
Y'all
For
get
the
me
people that
following.
were in Solid's live that agree with me, the people that saw what was happening, I'm okay if you still think I'm problematic. I don't care if you don't like me, but if you know that something is not true, I would rather people say nothing on my behalf than to orchestrate a lie against me and say that they heard or saw something when you know you didn't, just so you can cake for your favorite creator.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
If you know that
Mm-hmm.
your favorite creator is in the wrong, you can still say they're in the wrong, whether you like me or not. So all of the people that was supporting me in the comments in solids and supporting me in the comments now, you don't have to fucking mutual me. You don't have to be my friend. But if you agree that I'm telling the truth, that's all that needs to be said and we can move on. But I think a lot of people mistake that for friendship and you're more concerned about what your fucking mutuals are going to think about you. You're more concerned to being called to a Discord or called into a motherfucking live, and I'm with Wawa on that. If you feel like your friends is going to hold you accountable, or they're going to drag you, or they holding you hostage, are they your friends? Because why are you scared of them? Why are you
Mm-hmm.
friends with people that you feel like you got to be scared of? Because if somebody sees me saying, you know what, this person's not wrong. If y'all go around, I don't fuck with Hog Boss big ass. But if y'all go around and say that he did something that he didn't do, especially on the grounds of predatory behavior, essay, and things like that, and I know that he didn't do it, I know it's not true, I know y'all making it up. I don't give a fuck about nobody being like, look at Queen, she was caping for Hog Boss. If that's the way you want to see it, because it's okay when other people say it when you feel like it's coming from someone that you trust or you're coming from someone that is easily digestible. Because when someone gets in the live and says, hey, you should not have used this particular background because although these men are problematic, you are implicating them in something that they did not do. It's as simple as that. We can still call them problematic and still say that they do not deserve to have more put on them than what the fuck they did. That's easy. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing that happened with Tyler Bluntman. He's a piece of shit. He's anti-black. He does not know how to talk to certain people. He is not a good person. But y'all not finna implicate him and say that he did no child pornography when he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It was that simple. And y'all could have left it at that, but y'all didn't. Because you needed somebody to get on the fucking bandwagon with you. Because you needed to feel validated and people validated you even though they didn't know what the fuck was going on because they also want to be heard. So some people come up out them comments and make their way to the boxes by offering mutualship just so that y'all can commiserate about the same people. Y'all ain't even fucking friends for real. Y'all just don't like the same people. But then when y'all do something wrong, guess who was right?
Mm.
But y'all sat in that lie. Y'all heard what I heard. Y'all was in that motherfucking tub bus line. Y'all heard them allegations being put on that green-eyed monster, and y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all went over to Hog Boss's live and y'all watched them men rub his fucking back and say that everything was gonna be okay. But I thought it was believe everybody. Because even if that person no longer wanted to talk about it, you didn't hear what I heard. I believed her.
I did too.
I believed
Because
her.
why would you
First of all, I
lie?
believed her.
And I believe that was her friend too. I
Correct.
believed her. I believed everything
Correct.
she had to say. Because why would you
Every
lie about
fucking
that?
thing. Why? And y'all still supported. And y'all still support the men that supported him.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all watched it. So when is it that we notice that people who are victims of something handle the trauma differently than others? And y'all literally sat there and victim blame by saying, "Oh, I mean, what she said, she didn't say it. She took it back. And Jones said it's not true." Come on now. Y'all heard what the fuck I heard. Y'all heard the Umbrella Brigade fighting and had this position that they were in
Salam
where they could not,
alaikum.
uh, excuse me,
No. Who just did that?
I left them up. I was gonna gift them and drop them, but it's okay.
no.
No, they just come up talking,
No, we
Julie. They
didn't
don't be
invite them back
having
up.
no.
Anybody say
I'm so
I'm
sorry. I didn't
sorry.
know you invited them up.
We
I
didn't
can invite them
know.
No,
again.
I saw them in the comments. I
Yeah.
knew that's what they were coming up for.
It just
Sorry.
like
I
the
just heard an
demand, the over talking.
exclamation and I reacted. I'm sorry, I didn't know that that's what we were doing, but I'll
It's
stop
okay.
ranting. Black
No, you're
Swan,
good.
if you wanted to say something.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're good. You're
Excuse me.
good. They got
I
dropped
mean,
so
that's
No,
fast. I was
no, Queen,
laughing.
because Joy know when they come up on the panel, they just start talking. They
I
don't
know,
be
but I
caring.
muted them right away so Queen could finish. I was
yeah,
just gonna
but
gift them in
Lord.
silence.
Okay. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know what does it take. And I'm sorry, like I'm still fucked up about that. And I don't even know them. I didn't know any of the players in that situation except for Jones and Dontrell and Hogboss. But I feel like where is the line? Because I'm gonna be honest, there should have been no Gaza fundraiser. You heard what she said. There should have been no more fundraisers with this man. Because we all was in that motherfucking live and we heard Tubbs say, "You told me that he did this to you." And even if she recanted her fucking story, we know that that is absolutely indicative of victims. You would recant your story too if that nigga was looking you in your motherfucking face telling you that you better. That's how I took it. Am I the only motherfucking person that saw that?
Well, in the same breath, they're now saying you can't even say any. You know what? I'm gonna just be fucking quiet. In the same breath, they're saying you can't even say any of that because you don't know what was going on. And so
All I know is I don't believe that Tub made it up.
I
I
don't
do
believe
not
that Tub
believe.
made it up either.
I don't believe that. And even if we thought that, why would you want to take that risk? That's all I'm saying. Why would we want to take that risk? See, y'all worried about the wrong thing. Y'all worried about somebody saying anti-black things on a live instead of listening to someone saying that something happened to them in real life, in real person, because you don't have enough proof. There should have been no fundraiser. There should have been no motherfucking consorting with this man. There should have been no camaraderie. There should have been no fucking friends.
We knew Tub didn't make
I
it
don't
up.
believe so either, Jace. I believed it.
The day
And
that it
there would
happened,
have
we
been
believed
nothing.
it.
Yes, and it would have been nothing in the fucking world that could have got you, could have got me to motherfucking support that man. Because just the implication alone would have had me sit back and say, you know what, maybe I need to see a little bit more. Maybe I need to watch and observe a little bit more. May not, directly involve myself. I may not say anything to anybody, but let me just observe and go ahead and peek from a fucking distance. But y'all worried about somebody being called a bitch. Y'all worried about somebody being called anti-black names on a fucking phone. But y'all not worried when somebody says that they was harmed in real physical fucking life.
Even when they're correcting or trying to call Tubbs out, they're not saying that it didn't happen. They're saying you can't talk about it. It's their trauma. I'm like, wait. So if
Correct.
that's the
And it is.
case,
And that part is fair. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have to talk about it in detail. to know that that should have been enough for people to leave him alone. So for the people who are screaming who to be platformed, for the people who are screaming about who is racist and anti-black and who is harmful and whose rhetoric is disparaging, we are misunderstanding each other when it comes to the fact that, baby, I'd rather be called a bitch. I'd rather be called a bitch than for somebody to encroach upon my motherfucking bodily autonomy. And I'd rather be called a motherfucking bitch over my phone than to be sitting on a motherfucking live with somebody who stripped somebody of their fucking autonomy in real life. Maybe we different.
Means that I don't trust your judgment.
Correct. Hello.
This is my problem. I don't trust your judgment. What the fuck is that?
So Miss T every day pulled this out from her
You are
archive.
so quick observing. I'm so
Mm-hmm.
glad you put it up. I was
Wait, who is
No.
this?
Miss T every day. I found his
Oh,
post
who
in
do
her
we?
oh
archive way
my
back
God.
when about
Oh,
black men
who do we have
protecting women.
here? Who is there? I see Jones. Who
I
who
see
is
it.
this?
I see Itchy, Jones, Liv. I don't know anybody
I
else.
see Lib, Itchy, Joe. Yeah, me too.
Ernesto's
Who
on
there?
Is
here.
that
That's
Marquez?
Ernesto.
I
What he
think
doing?
so.
Is
Is
that
that Hog
Marquez?
Boss too? That's Hog
You're a little
Boss.
too small to be her, buzz.
That is Hog Boss. No,
That's
that's
Oh, with the
Hog
Harley
Boss's
hat. Yeah,
queen.
with the Harley hat. Yeah, that's him.
yeah.
Who's the other dude with the glasses and the beard? Above Hog
I don't know,
Boss.
but is one of those supposed to be Marquez? Who made this? It's itchy. What is this?
Girl, who is this? Yeah, that's Marquis with the fucking hat on.
That's Marquez.
Wait,
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 wait, who's
wait.
Wait,
That
which
can't be
one's
Marquez.
Marquez?
Wait a
That
minute.
is Marquez.
Wait and say thank you for protecting. Okay,
Marquez, we need you to confirm identity. Where are you?
both of these
Seriously.
faces need to be X'd out, honey, because who lied?
Oh my
Mm-mm-mm.
God.
Who made this?
From
Mm-mm-mm.
11/12/2024. What the fuck?
It say thank you, brothers, for protecting women. Okay, all right. Okay, the joke is over. Go ahead, Black Swan. The joke is
Man, y'all might as well have thrown Bold up in there because since y'all want to put all the niggas on it.
Well, Joy ain't gonna
Ooh.
let you. Well, Paul ain't gonna let you call no black woman no bitch. So.
Exactly.
Mm-mm-mm. This is hilarious. Thank you, Miss T. Thank you for this one. Love the receipt.
She had a vote too. Oh, you a silent keeper too.
She is. She's hella funny for that.
Oh, you something else. Also, y'all, just before I'm gonna let Black Swan go, but remind me that we need to talk to Solomon. I didn't know that banana was one of the reasons that Solomon got off the app.
Wait, what?
Yes, I didn't know that. And Solomon don't do nothing to nobody. The man talks about mental health. What do y'all mean?
Mm.
I said that yesterday in somebody's live. Said it in the comments. I said, what? They said banana do. I said, what?
Let me know
deal with the
when you
headset.
guys let me know when you guys have the conversation with him so I can listen in. Cause
Shut up, Queen.
No,
Oh,
we'll
sis.
do because I didn't know that.
I can text them and tell them to come.
Earlier, I'll talk to him then, but I want Black Swan to speak because I know Black Swan was on. Black Swan, I don't know if you heard that I found the clip from 2023 and Queen's recollection is 100% on. So anything other than is not truthful.
But even this is the thing for me. Even if that did took place, right, the way that it was stated from him, like that still had no bearing on what happened yesterday. You know what I mean? Like I was in the live for a little bit, and I think there was all this stuff that was coming out with I don't know if I can say names up here, but
you sure can.
okay, with Black Historian, all like my jaw dropped. I had to go to my son's concert last night and had to leave the live, but my jaw dropped when I found out about all that. Cause I'm like, damn, this is another element to this whole situation with Jones, and he's a symptom of a much bigger issue. The fact that people's trauma was being exposed so that somebody could mod in a space or somebody could have a spot on a panel full of, toxic, like that shit was wild to me. And I think that was a discussion that had to be had. I'll be quick, Music, because I know you want to talk. that had to be had, right? And that was not for any man or mass presenting person to jump into. That was a conversation amongst women that I think women need to have. And I understand wanting to stand up for your friends and things like that, but when your friend is wrong, if you really love them, you tell them that they're wrong. And what I saw yesterday, this the same thing that had prompted me to talk about what happened to Sheikah and Erica and Geek on Mercedes Live. It's the misogynoir that we keep seeing every single day. And I'm not going to hold you. Every single Black man that has said, I'm here to protect Black women, is perpetuating misogynoir more often than they like to admit, way more often than they like to admit. And it's a problem. Even when we're talking about the things that a Black woman has done, if it's problematic, she's going to catch 10 times the amount of heat as a white woman would, right? That shit, it sends me. It sent me when you were labeled a reactive abuser. The way I flew up to that panel, because you're not about to do that. You don't get to do that. Nothing that you said yesterday was off base, Queen. And I love Solid. I do. But I'm not going to sit by and you said hold me accountable, right? This is what I'm doing. I'm holding you accountable. I understand that you want to save your friends. I get that, right? But this is not how you go about it. Some of these men that want to come in and save the day are not realizing that those actions are harmful as well. Because why is it that you don't think that your friends have the autonomy to make decisions for themselves and have a conversation with the people that they need to have a conversation with? The best way that you can help someone who is going through something is to ask them, what do you need from me? It's misogynistic for you to think that you are going to enter a space and think that you know better than what they need. You don't know better than what they need. And that's where the harm was caused. And that's what was fucked up about last night. That shit really had me pissed off. I love Solid, but that shit, it did fuck me up a little bit. And then also when I was up there, right? Like, you were Queen. You didn't have to you should not have even had to explain yourself. You shouldn't have. You should not have had to explain. Even what I'm listening today, y'all shouldn't have to explain yourselves, because nothing that you did or said was wrong yesterday. Nothing. And all of us get involved in mess. Who's really the one? I could say that my lives are educational, right? I could still say that, yes, we get a little messy up there sometimes. Like, it's intertwined, right? But I think in that moment, the plot was lost. And then you have your friends telling you, the ones that you think that you're standing up for, telling you, hey, back off. And you don't back off. That is an issue. That is you perpetuating a level of harm. And you have to understand that, and you got to eat that. Even like I understand, Sean, 100%, because you love your friend and you want to not see your friend, go through this. But at the same time, like, this is what you said that you wanted to do. So you have to remain committed to it. We're not going to give that same grace to a white person who is problematic and comes into our space, right? Saying that they're deconstructing and causes harm. No, you got to stand in what you did. Otherwise, what are we really doing? You know what I'm saying? I don't like, for me, loving this individual and being, cool with this individual, I got to keep it real with you. I have to keep it real with you. But it was very frustrating. Queen, I commend you for maintaining your composure, because I was hitting the ceiling at home. I was definitely hitting the ceiling. And I think that's something that also needs to be taken away from this is, men thinking about the ways in which they need to come to a woman's rescue, them thinking that they have to be the one to step in and take control. No, honor the woman's autonomy, support, ask what's needed. You overstepping that boundary is going to cause harm, and it did cause harm. It did. And it was very frustrating to watch all that go down. And then to even the way that the live ended, I was pissed. I was pissed to hell and high water, because the ways in which things are just being not taken seriously, all of those things were an issue. And I think that, like, for me, I'm going to tell them, like, you better rewatch it. Rewatch that shit and don't blink. Don't pause it. Don't turn it off. Because the very shit that you did is the very shit that you would be calling another nigga out for. Quickly, you would be calling another person out for that shit. I think when it comes to these types of situations and men are talking about being protective and things like that, y'all got to start doing some self-reflection and understanding your actions and the impact of your actions on your community and on the women around you. that's where the protection really needs to come from. Because for whatever reason, people are thinking that we just need a man to put on a cape and stop the person from trying to snatch my purse from me. No, the protection comes from you bettering yourself and learning how to control your actions and understanding and understanding that a black woman's autonomy is everything. Everything. I always say this. Black women's value is measured in the amount of servitude that we can provide to other people. And that right there is dehumanizing. It's dehumanizing. I don't need you to come in and take control. I just need you to be supportive. That's it. And when I tell you to shut the fuck up and let me handle this, do that. I'm gonna land there for now.
Thank you for that, Swan. Hold on. I think
fine.
Mimi and then Observant wanted to go.
I'm not gonna hold y'all long because I gotta go get the train. But Swan, what you said, absolutely 100% agree, except for one thing. They can't self-reflect if they don't believe they're actually doing anything wrong. They don't. They refuse to acknowledge and sit in anything that's wrong. They can't. Women have been telling these men for the longest time that they're doing something wrong, and they refuse to acknowledge that because it's a bunch of women. Then when men tell them that they're doing something wrong, they refuse to acknowledge it because they some simps. And then if they child say they're doing something wrong, they refuse to acknowledge it because they're fucking kids. They're not going to actually be able to sit. They sit in shit and they smell themselves and it starts to smell like musk, Egyptian musk, and they think it smells fantastic. So there's nothing there. Like I said, what I said on you the other day to you, the only time they actually understand anything is when they're actually in a place of vulnerability. And that's when they go to prison. That's it. That's it. That's all I got. I don't have nothing else because that's when violence actually is an issue. When they literally know that they're in a position where they have to fight for their life. That part. And unfortunately, a lot of people are only going to think that I'm speaking of sex, which is odd. And check that, because that's odd, because there's far more things that can happen to you behind those bars. But okay, if that's what you need in order to understand that that's where your vulnerability lies in regards to your quote unquote or less lack thereof of manhood, then okay, go for it. But that's the only time they truly understand that part where they're actually able to sit in it and wake up or maybe jolt themselves and, oh, this is what she meant. But the second that they're free, that's over with. So, but I feel you, Swan. I feel you. This is, I wasn't really paying attention after a while, to the audio. Well, no, the audio I did listen to, but then after a while I stopped because I had to get dressed and get ready. And I've been thinking a lot, well, not a lot because it's only been a couple minutes, but the fact is this, the dick swinging contest that's happening right now is really starting to piss me off. This has absolutely nothing to do with anyone that said anything that Friday up on Solid's Live. It has absolutely nothing to do with anyone that came up there on Jones's Live day before yesterday or whatever that happened. This has to do with you hate Jones. That's it. That's it. That's it. It has nothing to do with any of us. You hate Jones. Anybody that got a problem with fucking Jones, they would do whatever it is they need to do to get him off the app. The fact is, Solid, bro, Eminem Danger. I always fuck with Eminem Danger, but the fact is, bro, you keep saying, I'm gonna get you off this app. And that's exactly what your focus is. Because I have seen Solid in other spaces. Solid, I mean, if you hated the motherfucker that much, he done rattled your spirit that much, you got a car, you could drive down, you could have punched him in his fucking throat.
Because it's not just women on the app that have been harmed. I bet you there's a whole bunch of motherfuckers down where he lived that are scared to death because he exists. Just like every other woman that's scared to death when they leave their house because a man is there. If you was really serious about getting him out of here, really serious about getting, you could have got him out of here when you knew he was a thief, because a thief is a liar. And if he lies to you, what the fuck you think he'll do to me? I'm a woman. But I digress. Y'all got it. I gotta go.
I want to add
So-
what you said, Mimi.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. No problem. I'll talk to y'all later.
I think Observer had a question too.
I just wanted to follow up on what Black Swan said and just ask the question. Black Swan, do you think it's about protecting women, or do you think it's about his ego and the fact that Queen and Wawa bruised it? Because the way that he approached Bonnie's live when you guys were trying to handle some business for Black femmes and women and femme presenting people, I don't think it had anything to do with Peach. I don't think it had anything to do with protecting his friend. Like yesterday in his live, he said that he was only protecting Peach, but the last time I checked, Mimi was his friend. I think he got into his feelings. And then when he realized that he was fucking up, he tried to cover it up by taking accountability for a situation that was unrelated to his behavior in Yunti's live. And then when them presenting people were in his comments, and even you got onto the panel and explained to him what he was doing wrong, after all of his vaunted, I support Black women, I support Black people, after all of that rhetoric, he still didn't hear it. And I can understand people needing a minute to process information, but the behaviors that I saw yesterday are the same behaviors that we listened to in Wawa's clip, are the same behaviors that Queen was describing for 3 or 4 hours. And I guarantee you it's the same behaviors that you guys have probably gotten red flags for about him in other situations that we are not aware of. So at what point do we say, okay, this person says that they're trying to protect women, they're trying to uplift the community, but it's all performative, it's all veneer. I don't even know this man from Joe Schmo on the street, but from the information that I have received and from the behaviors that I have witnessed, this is not someone that I would trust Black women around. Off base. And you can be mad at Mr. Jones for his behavior, but if you are eliciting the same responses from Black women, if you are using the same actions, if you are being dismissive in the camera when people are trying to bring an issue to you, and all you can do is act like a petulant child, that is not somebody who's an activist. It's not somebody that I want leading any groups within our community. That's crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
It was ego. It was definitely ego, because the minute Peach and Mimi said, yo, you gotta stop, like I said, I missed that portion. But the minute that they would have said, you gotta stop, chill out, like this is not for you to deal with, then that's when he shouldn't have even joined the panel. It just wasn't a situation where he needed to actually join the panel. And I think that y'all were right in saying that, like, he didn't necessarily know if y'all had conversations with Peach or whatever the case was, right? Y'all were all up there talking about what needed to be talked about. It was 100% ego. And this is, and Mimi's 100% correct. I think we have seen all of this play out, and we've seen that he's upset about his friends being harmed, and that's okay. But I think because of the amount of frustration that there is there with Mr. Jones, it is starting to get to the point where now it's kind of seeping out. You can't get to Jones. Maybe, and this is just my observation, but maybe those emotions are starting to come out. It could be intentional or unintentional. It doesn't matter, because the impact is what really matters. But now the anger is being displaced, and you're displacing it in causing the very harm that you say that you are against. And that's an issue that has to be talked about. I think, I don't know if I said this earlier, but when we talk to white people about racism, like, their ability to self-reflect is so important. I remember watching, I call her Mushy. This is just an example, Mishi or whatever. She was on a panel talking about deconstructing, and she said, I get so frustrated because sometimes I don't know if what I'm supposed to do. Sometimes people will tell me, hey, you're a YT woman, speak up. Hey, you're a YT woman, don't speak up. And my thing is this: if you really can't stand in the paint, then back off. Mishi, what you just told all the Black people in here is that you don't care to prioritize their humanity. You want to prioritize your own emotional comfort. And that is a problem. And that is the same thing that we are seeing from men when they try to jump into these conversations and then think that they're going to be helpful. They're not. They're not. Like you cannot overstep what your friends are telling you. Like, hey, back off. Stop. I can do this. I can make this decision on my own. And I think that that's something that's missed, is that level of self-reflection. He has to self-reflect on this. He has to. And we get to this, we do this type of thing where we're like on my panel, I don't allow this, but y'all know how you see a YT person address another YT person on a panel. The reason why I don't allow that is because then it is performative, right? You're doing all this because you know you're going to be validated in some way, shape, or form. People are going to look up to that. I mean, it's mostly like, they're going to look up to that. They're going to be thinking to themselves like, oh, you know what? This is cool. We got this YT person addressing that YT person. But sometimes that YT person is not up there because they know it's the right thing to do. Sometimes they're up there because they don't want you to expose YT people. It could be that. They don't want you to embarrass YT people, right? They don't want you to ruin it so that they can no longer be in these spaces, right? What it really should be is that individual not even being seen or heard around Black people, but you doing your deconstruction and taking it back to your community. You don't need to get on a panel and put on a show, right? Like that's not how these things work. And what ends up happening is they get hooked on that, right? And then when it comes time for them to hold themselves accountable, we see the same reaction. And that's literally what played out last night. We literally saw the same reaction. And it's very frustrating. It is very frustrating. Don't get me wrong. I have love for Solid. I do. But last night was out of line. It was out of line. It was out of line. It hurt. It literally pissed me off when he said reactive abuse. That shit tore into me because that was way too far. People that call out Black women and their actions do that shit to disarm us so that they can then control the conversation. And it happens to us all the time. And it has to stop. It has to stop. It has to.
I'm gonna say, I'm sick of people hiding behind their friends because when asked directly if he could articulate what the issue was with his friends, and if y'all are calling out anti-Blackness and people that are not Black harm, then yes, I'm harmful because I'm gonna do that every time. And if your friend can host a fucking live 4 fucking weeks and have these motherfuckers going after Black women, then I am harmful because I'm gonna call it out. And tell your people to stay the fuck away from me. Because I'm going to call out the whole reason we get here, if you heard the clip earlier, is because I said this 2 fucking years ago. I'm not going to meet bigotry with bigotry, and I'm going to correct anti-Blackness all the time. I don't give a fuck if you like these people. Banana is not Black. You don't get to cancel Black people. You don't get to fucking get in lives and talk about Black women's features. You don't get to do none of that shit in my vicinity. And if that hurts Solid's feelings, fuck him and his feelings. If you ain't gonna, I'll protect mine. That Banana's feelings were hurt, and everyone was saying like, oh, well, you said and the Bananas was white, and but we're talking about the anti-Blackness too. And
if Peach really had an issue, couldn't she have said something herself?
Yes, but that's the thing, because he was trying to make it seem like that's what was happening. And that's why I wanted to have a conversation with Peach, because that's what he said. He made it seem as though he made a comment like, did Peach tell you that they were safe in that vibe? He was just going around the bush to try to make it seem like I came in there for my friend because my friend asked for me or needed me, and I'm not going to discuss that with y'all because it's not y'all business type thing. But I also felt like, it was just an excuse because, like Wawa said, if you just don't fuck with us, just say that. But I can at least appreciate people like Swan and Mimi or anybody else that's like, you know what? I can recognize that this was wrong, but they're still my friend because they can recognize what's happening here. I'm not on a campaign. I'm not saying don't talk to him. I'm not even questioning whether or not he's knowledgeable or whether or not his spaces are educational. I'm talking about the fact that you did something that you said that you didn't do. And then you made these comments about us. You are on an active campaign to make sure that people stay away from us based off of a personal issue that you had, which isn't even based in reality. It's based in your inability to take accountability. So just because your feelings were hurt and your ego was bruised because you did not like the fact that you were being held accountable does not mean that somebody is disparaging you, and it does not mean that you were attacked. So when I say that some black men react just like fucking white women when they're being held accountable, I mean it, because you ain't no different than that bitch that was on camera falling out on the Victoria's Secret floor, screaming and kicking. You don't like me because you was faced with accountability that you were not ready to take. So you labeled us as as angry black women, and said that we attacked you. And then you compared me to trauma and abuse that you suffered at the hands of your ex-wife, knowing that that was appeal to fucking emotion to try to get people riled up to make it seem like I was dismissing your fucking trauma. How the fuck am I supposed to know? I don't know you or your fucking ex-wife. And in me holding you accountable, remind you, everybody heard the fucking clip. Nobody was even hollering but you. Nobody was interrupting but you. You were doing exactly what you were doing 3 years ago. Making faces in the camera, taking little quips and expecting me not to say nothing. And then when I finally get done with the fact that you keep taking cheap shots, then you said to me and let a white man say to me, calm down.
Yes, you did. And can we go back to that, though? Can we go back to the fact that Solid said she triggers him like his ex-wife? And y'all, I'm sorry, but anybody that was in the comments and acted like that was something that is her responsibility, fuck you. And get out of these boxes and stop acting like you were advocate for any fucking thing. Because his trauma and his triggers are his own, and she does not get harmed because of his shit. He needs to go to therapy. He needs to deal with that. He doesn't get to bleed on no fucking body because of that. I have trauma. I have triggers. I have all of that. I don't make that nobody's responsibility. That's bullshit. That was insane. And if you don't think it was insane, you need to go open a DSM, because that's fucking manipulative and that's abuse. Because that's fucking manipulative and that's abusive.
Yeah, that was weird as fuck to say.
And
Yeah,
I'm still
correct.
standing on the motherfucking definition of reactive.
And didn't he say?
Reactive
We
Oh,
need.
sorry.
abuse is not what you called it. Sorry, Indica. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, didn't he say? Fuck. What was just said before that?
The wife and the hey Queen Matson, I'm glad you're
Oh,
here.
and then he
The
want to
wife,
say
yeah.
like, oh, so other people's trauma just isn't. It just doesn't matter. Like, how the fuck did you get that from all that? Just because like
Mm-hmm.
your manipulation did not work does not mean trauma does not matter. It's whenever you're using this to like get out of something. It seems like.
Well, Queen
Yeah, and I
clocked
said
him
that so
too.
many. I did. I said that. Yep, I sure did observe. And I was like, I'm not gonna let nobody talk to me any kind of way. So if that is what you're referring to, because you can see in the recording that there was multiple times of over talking. There was the thing that people do with the self-deprecation, like, oh, I guess I'm just a bad person. Oh, I guess it's just everybody fucks Solid then. Oh, I guess no one, people are going to react to that. And sometimes I feel as though people, that's what they expect so that you can have an excuse to get out of the conversation. Avoiding a conversation with someone that you did something to is not protecting your peace. It is escaping accountability. And people get on TikTok and they learn these new fancy fucking terms and words, and y'all use them to your advantage because you have other emotionally unaware people who are saying, yeah, he doesn't have to talk to you if he doesn't want to. You do not get to commit an infraction against a person and say, I'm protecting my peace. I'm on a mental health break. I can't deal with this. That's not how that fucking works.
Hmm.
That's not
I'm
how that
sorry,
fucking
two
works.
seconds.
Go ahead.
2 seconds. When you said she reminds me or triggers me like my ex-wife, who were you talking about? Who said that?
About
Solid
Queen.
said
For
that.
Wait,
solid.
He
Solid
said that
said that
about
about
Queen.
Queen.
So you mean to tell me, hold on, so y'all just go ahead and connect this dot. Y'all motherfuckers, y'all got that shit in common because I allegedly triggered Jones like his ex-wife too. Okay?
Oh,
This shit
that
Y'all
was
got
said
shit
to
in
you.
common.
So
Wow.
do they just have the
Yes.
same script that they all read off
Yes.
of when they getting called out? Is that
Yeah,
what you
that's
saying,
why I
Mimi? They got
said,
the
that's,
same script. They got the
listen,
Wow.
same
that's
That's
wordplay.
what
why
the
I
fuck it
said,
They
wait
got
a
the
is,
minute, are
same
y'all
bro.
talking
wordplay,
about
Mimi.
me?
No, Mimi, he said that to me last night in his
Yup,
live.
he said that she triggered him
Oh.
like his ex-wife, and that's why he reacts the way he does. And I said, "Excuse the fuck out of me, nigga. What did you just say? And why is that her fucking problem?" And everybody, oh, he can have you can have trauma, but you don't get to bleed on other people as a result. And
Oh,
I think
so
that y'all
we
been
just
confused by that.
recycling. So we just recycling.
Yeah, that's why when I said and I wrote in the comments, wait a minute, are y'all talking about me now? When Jones said that about me?
No,
Y'all
that
got
was
it.
said to me. Yes, when because yeah, that no,
I
that's very
can't. This
strange.
is
No, I feel
ridiculous.
you because I'm speechless because no, that is very strange because it's definitely giving what can I say to get the same reaction that someone else got when they didn't want to take accountability. So I'm gonna try it and see if it works for me.
But before we go on, y'all, Solomon only has a couple of minutes. Solomon,
Oh,
I
go
wanted
ahead.
to know, and you don't have to say it here if you don't want to. If you want to wait until it's just a smaller group, whatever. You said Banana was part of the reason you got off the app. What the fuck happened there? And how come I don't know? You don't do shit to nobody. You was hosting mental health safe spaces and stuff for men. Like what?
I know. So this happened 2 years ago. This happened around, I think it was in November. And I was in a space and I forgot what we were talking about, but I think it was on the lines of Thanksgiving. No, it was on Thanksgiving. And we were talking about how white people would have their belief systems of Thanksgiving and their white supremacist beliefs. And the minute I was about to stand my point why that was wrong, Banana came in and just literally jumped down my throat. And this wasn't the first time this occurred. This occurred multiple times. And again, mind you, I have no interaction with them. I don't know anything about them, only for the fact that at that time they were connected with Liv. And every single time, and it was just strictly directed towards me. I don't know why, but it kept happening, and it just felt like, damn, like no one, at that time I felt like very hurt. I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, man, where is everybody? And at that time I was, very confused because, I don't really talk too much, mainly on the mental health stuff. I usually stay in my lane. And then when this occurred, it really made me, it messed me up. There was a couple other things, the reason why I got off the app, but that was definitely one of three things. But that particular situation was like really weird. And it wasn't until for me getting off the app and really process, I really had to realize that, you know what? This person that was saying these things clearly should not be on the app with black people, because every single time when we talk about white supremacy with certain people, this particular person, Banana, would just jump off the rails and just attack people. And I've seen this only from my own experience, and I'm hearing this with other people. And the irony behind all of this is that I'm keep hearing that they are making it feel like that they're the ones that's being attacked and blamed, and we call that as Darvo, and that's why I put in the term Darvo: denied, attack, revolt, reverse, victim, and offend. So this was the reason why I had to give up the app, was because this person was just, it was just a weird situation. Again, no interaction with them. I don't really even know them, only for the fact that they were in certain spaces with black people. And maybe because I'm not like a big influencer, maybe it's simply that I stay in my lane, that was their opportunity to jump down my throat. But I'm here I kept it quiet for the longest because I was like, you know what, it's done and over with. But now that I'm hearing that other people and black women are being attacked, I said, you know what, enough is enough. I have to share my story, because this is wild. This is wild that this person is still in the app. As a matter of fact, we're able to push other people to the side, but this person is still, for some reason, here. And that's all I have to say. That was my experience, and this person gotta go. So let me drop down, but I thank you guys for letting me share.
Solomon, yeah, I just didn't know that. When Solomon said that the other day, I was like, damn, I didn't know, because we knew Solomon at the time. Solomon was
Well, we
hosting
were
mental
in
health.
the live, and I don't remember if Misha was there on AJ's live when people were coming up saying that Banana had called them a P3DO, a black man.
Yes, I was there. And also I was there when you finally tried to talk. I believe it was in AJ Versace's live, and then
Mm-hmm.
Cowgirls live, because because they Banana dropped. and wouldn't speak to you because you were trying to hold her accountable, them accountable for the whole Black Wing thing, because Black Wing basically said some things that were anti-indigenous, but you were like, okay, we handled that, whatever. But you think you should be the one to do this. You think you should be the one to hold this space, and that's not okay.
Yeah, that's all like
Anytime
that.
somebody says something anti-Black, you're nowhere to be found.
Correct. Or you committing the anti-Blackness on your own. And that's my thing. Like, that didn't get addressed, and surprisingly and ironically, nobody hears it. So when you're saying like, oh, you harm my friend, and you're recalling a maybe, possibly, don't remember when I said that they were white when they are indigenous, but the long list of people that have come forward to say this person was anti-Black towards me, one of the worst infractions was calling a Black man a P3DO with no evidence, and then putting up a Black woman's picture in your background, calling her a gremlin, not to mention any of the alleged doxing that you may or may not have been a part of regarding Black women. But these things are not seen. But yet you see who's being platformed, and you see who is in lives with certain people. You can see who was led up in the panel. You can see who's on there to debate, but you can't see your friend that you have a phone number for doing anti-Blackness.
Not even just
Are
that.
you
What did you say
sure?
last night? I'm a messenger. Or them. I'm a message
I'm
them.
texting them right now.
I'm gonna text them.
And that was
That's what they
fucking
get. I
performative.
get a public call out for some shit 2 years ago that had nothing to do with me, and still I didn't do shit wrong. But Banana gets the benefit. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That proximity to whiteness helps them. They will never be a Black woman, and they will never know what my walking life is like. And y'all will always try and comfort someone the closer they are, and the closer in proximity to whiteness they are.
All right.
And I'm not gonna let y'all gaslight me like it's not the truth. They're
And
not
that's what
Black.
I'm saying. Like, you never see these things, right? You never see these things, but you see us doing drama, though. So you was too busy looking at us doing drama that you couldn't see that your friend was going around calling somebody a P3DO unfounded and putting people pictures up and saying that they was gremlins. You couldn't see the story that Solomon just told. You didn't see any of that. Why? Because you was too busy watching us be on Messy Talk, or what?
Hosted when he was trying to cancel Live. You ain't see none of that.
And how you see me if you're not there? What was you doing here? My algorithm is tailored to the shit I be watching.
Even give you an example of why you were so involved in the mess and drama involving Banana, but every example is Banana running away from accountability from the things that they say on the internet.
And using Black people to shield her from that same accountability. Because why the fuck is Super
Yeah.
Solid speaking for you?
And like running to speak to you. Like, it's so weird. Like, why do they have y'all in a chokehold so bad to where y'all
And
feel
we
like you
got the
gotta run to
clips of
the
what happened
defense?
to Solomon.
Wait, what'd you say?
We got the clips
Oh, we
of what
do?
happened to
We got
Yeah.
receipts.
Oh,
We got
y'all
Oh,
are quick with
receipts.
it. Y'all are fucking
Yeah.
quick with it.
I'd be mad too, though. I'd be mad too.
Y'all are quick with
Oh, and
those receipts. I didn't even know about this until now. See, y'all is doing too much. I didn't even know about this.
I apologize for misgendering. I meant to say they them. So my apologies.
yeah, it's
We're
not
not trying
intentional. I
to
apologize too.
be transphobic over here.
Look at how accountability works.
Right.
Banana,
I'll be ready to clear.
I hope you watching. The fuck?
Yeah.
Most frustrating part is that there was a constant like a deflection of what was being said. There was this constant pivoting, and it's like, yo, why you can't just say I'm sorry, bruh? I don't understand. That part blew my mind yesterday. You talk about taking accountability and all this stuff, and we got to hold you accountable. Why is it like the plague for you to just say that what you did was wrong? Because it was. It shouldn't take 4 hours, right? It should not take for 3, 4, 5 people to try and break it down and explain it to you and flip it and reverse it and chop it and screw it all up so that you can understand, because you would be on the next nigga's neck for the same shit. I don't understand. That drew me nuts last night. It drew me nuts.
Yeah.
He's not sorry though. That's the reason. He's not sorry. He knows he's not sorry. And he's going to put his black body in front of Banana every chance he gets. And that's what they do. And that's what they've been doing for years. And I know that some of y'all don't have the lore, but I know. I used to be friends with these motherfuckers. And I learned very quickly. So if y'all want to even use y'all black bodies for non-black people in order to harm black people, you can do it all you want to. But I'm going to call it the fuck out. And if you don't like me and if I'm dangerous because of it, I'll be that. I'll be all of those labels. But you still won't have a clip of me saying slurs on the internet. And you still won't have me doxing nobody. You still won't have me doing none of the fuck shit that y'all are doing. And I'll take the dangerous label from y'all. Because every time I ask y'all what I did specifically, y'all go to something else. That nigga had the nerve to say, you're around Queen.
And
I asked
still
him
went into
directly, what did I
He's
because
do?
still
got no
he's
reason not to like me. So
yeah. That's all I'm about to say. He don't have no real issues with
The
y'all. So
fuck?
stupid.
Like, what the fuck? Did you just say that?
Ego and control. This
Mhm.
shit is fucking
Y'all
stupid.
actually be calling that man and other people on their bullshit, and they don't like it. They don't like that there's people that are seeing through the bullshit and don't let them continue to pretend and just be doing shit. Like all this facade is so easy to see through. Like, goddamn.
because
And
you
being fake
said
as
in that
fuck.
fucking and fake as fuck, because you said in that
Hmm.
recording that if we did not like the fact that Don Trill was letting a transphobe lead a conversation on trans unity, that we should have left alive. Because calling it out was drama. You heard that
Dan
in the
Trill's
recording.
homophobic. I don't give a fuck. He's
See, yeah,
homophobic as
definitely.
fuck.
Is
He like the way that oh my god, as soon as anybody that he even thinks is in the community, he gonna say something slick about their sexuality, just like he did with Aaron. He said that he did the same shit with Cascade, coming at him hella hard because of what he thinks about him.
I was just
It's
getting
so
ready to say
apparent.
that, Joy. I was just getting ready to say that about
Yeah, girl.
the whole painting situation. People are still talking about the Cascade stuff. And Queen already said, yep, I'm the one that said
Right,
stuff
she
about his
owned up
painting.
to it. She owned up to it. Everybody over here is not scared to own up to what they said, because if we say it, we mean it.
That he
But
knew
he
it
is
was me and
What
still
this
Cascade
right.
or
blaming
what does Queen got
Cascade.
to lie for? Ain't nobody scared of you, nigga.
He
It
is
was
still
this right
blaming
here.
Cascade.
Yep.
And that's
And I
the
talked to
problem
him.
that I have.
And I talked to him directly last night, Misha. Directly.
guess what
And
he
if
did?
he ever says again that it was
He
Cascade, then
scooted
he's
away.
blatantly
He
lying.
scooted away.
Yep. Wheeled away, honey.
He scraped that chair away to get away from Queen.
Off his chair. Because I said it was me directly to him so that he could no longer say that he wasn't aware or that he was mistaken. But he knew from the very beginning that it was me. You just didn't want to address me on your panel because you and your homeboys know that I have this information. You know that I know that you was up in your live apologizing for watching prawn while you was supposed to be being addressed for your anti-blackness and misogynoir and the sexual comments that you make towards people.
Can
Please.
I say another
I
thing
won't
that
not talk
really
to me
pissed me
either.
off?
Hmm.
Whenever somebody is saying, yeah, if that happened, I'm sorry, as if like you're doubting reality, right? How are you apologizing for a hypothetical in your mind? You know what I mean? It can't be
Hmm.
genuine because you don't even fucking believe it to begin with.
Correct. And that's why I said, like, I'm not asking for an apology. But you cannot keep going around saying that I am lying if we've never been able to have a conversation and get together what you feel like wasn't true. And even if we don't have the exact full recording, everything that I said in that recording was exactly everything that I said to him. Everything that I addressed him about yesterday were the same things that I addressed him about in his life. I told you 3 years ago that Christy Lou Who was up there commenting and agreeing with the fact that you were saying COON.
And you let her go down. Oh, Chris, you
And you
don't.
dropped her. Yeah. And then when I tried to address her in the comments because she was still talking shit, you tried to get me to focus. Don't talk to the comments. You're focused on me. Talk to me. You protected her like I said you did. You wouldn't allow us to address her like I said you did. So what did I revise to make you look bad? You made yourself look bad.
Oh, and I want to say this because just like Salas said that Queen reminds him of his ex-wife, and now Mimi, it like Jones said, Mimi reminds him of his ex-wife. There was two people, and they are mutuals, and they said, "Oh yeah, y'all just want your pound of flesh." Again, these are the things that they say over and over again to each other. They
They
are
got a
talking.
shared script, Misha. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
it's
Mhm.
They
a
got a
shared
word bank
script,
of
bro.
phrases. Oh, I need to say this so that people can feel bad for me or really try to, see where I'm coming from. Like, it's so
Maybe they
It's
got
rehearsed.
a
part of
word of the
the
day calendar at the fuckboy convention.
it's part of the welcome package for the ain't shit nigga convention for sure.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
For
Gotta be.
sure.
But you know what else? That can't be the reason. I mean, maybe it is the reason, but at the same time, what's the explanation for Ari then? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because Ari was also hurt by actions that took place in another panel, and Ari was not in the wrong with what they were saying. They were just simply explaining something out. I adore Ari. I think she's very intelligent. She definitely keeps very firm boundaries. She, she
I have a
thinks
quick
thoroughly before
question.
she. What happened?
She was upset because she was like dropped from a panel or something, right?
It was a situation where I can't remember what. Oh, it was like a quote unquote like black discussion. I don't remember exactly what it was that he came up and was angry about, but there was something that she must have said that triggered him. But when he got up there, he just went off on her, and it was like everybody was just like, "Whoa! Like, what are you doing? You gotta fall back! Like, what are you doing?" And it definitely was a reaction. I don't think that was it. Was just unnecessary in the moment. And when people were saying, "Yo, ease up, like you're doing too much right now," what they're saying is not wrong. There was still a lot of resistance, and I don't even think that from yesterday, it doesn't seem like there was a discussion or anything that came from that situation. And what I saw yesterday too, I think that this person still I think he's still struggling to really fully acknowledge and grasp and comprehend what took place with Ari, because she was very upset yesterday. She was, and I don't see Ari getting herself involved in anything that's super like just frivolous. Like, you know what I mean? She's really about
Yeah.
she's about the things that she knows and her knowledge. And if she does ever mess up, she will hold herself accountable and she will acknowledge it and move on with grace and education and do better the next time.
Yeah. And I think that's a problem too that I seen when I came in there was like, damn, like nothing has changed in my opinion. Because even listening to the live from 3 years ago, it was almost the exact same reaction, same dismissiveness. I also felt like he was maybe being a little dismissive at first to Ari as well by trying to do the whole like, if you said that, then I'm gonna just take the L. What?
L for them. That's the weird shit for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I actually care that I hurt you, like, are you just let's talk about earlier, right? It says when I play the clip and you're like, what the fuck? Because you're upset because I didn't play it last night because there's a miscommunication. I care about you. So I actually am like, hold on. Let me like have this conversation and be like, hey, what's up? Yeah, it's not about a fucking L for me. I don't give a fuck if y'all was putting L's, W's, sideways, X's in the I don't give a fuck. I give a fuck about our relationship. I give a fuck about the harm I caused you. I don't give a fuck about what y'all think of me. The way y'all are thinking of me isn't paying my bills, isn't keeping me happy, isn't doing none of that. I don't understand why, when y'all talk about these L's and y'all talk about these W's and you say the hashtag this and the hashtag that, that type of capital means nothing to me. Because at the end of the day, I gotta sleep with my motherfucking self. I don't sleep with these comments. I don't do none of that. So when y'all be talking about the numbers, y'all be talking about all this shit, I don't understand why that social capital means something to you. You don't know these niggas. You know what these niggas present. But y'all want to throw that at other people? You want to throw it in somebody's face? Even when D comes in to talk to you yesterday, I had 800 people in my life. Them niggas don't know you. Don't give a fuck about you, sir. The fuck you mean you got, oh, well, 800 who? Nobody's, like, what the fuck is you talking about? But y'all think that shit that has, like, it helps your little ego or something. Like, the lack of self-worth that is displayed on this app because y'all need this shit. Y'all need it. Y'all need these motherfuckers to W. Y'all give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. When I started, it was me and my couple people, and it can be me and my couple people to the fucking end. As long as them motherfuckers is solid and not holy, I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna be honest, and maybe, it's not my place to say because I am a light skinned woman, but have y'all noticed that a lot of these creators always have a problem with dark skinned black women and when they're standing in their power and strength? Just, that, that's what I see.
It's the colorism. It's the inherent colorism. That's all it is.
Don't say that.
Wawa, shut
I'm gonna
up.
live and try and convince you colorism is for light-skinned folk. That's what they gonna do.
Yeah, as a light skinned black woman, I do not experience colorism, and that's why I really didn't want to bring that up. But I mean, it's my darker skinned sisters, and I'm always gonna be, for them and about them. But come on, man. It seemed like every time y'all have some beef with a woman, it is a darker skinned black woman. That's just what I see from watching from watching these lives and seeing the optics of it. I mean, maybe that's just what I see from watching from watching these lives and seeing the optics of it. I mean, maybe, hey, I don't know. And maybe, hey, I don't know.
They ain't ready for that conversation.
Next time you guys try to hold me accountable, I'm just going to tell you my mama's calling me, okay?
Okay.
You gonna get fucked right the fuck out.
Oh my God, observant. I'm so tired of you, quicker
If somebody
picker
hold me
upper.
accountable, I'm gonna say,
Huh?
I said, "What's up, Mr.
are you doing messy
Problematic?"
talk, bro? It's not
Messy
messy.
talk. It's messy talk now. It's
Mr. Support White Women.
As soon as you get in the box, it's messy talk. It's drama.
Messy talk, bro. It's not
messy
messy.
talk. It's messy talk now. It's
Mr. Support White Women.
As soon as you get in the box, it's messy talk. It's drama.
It's Coco. I'll see when I speak up. Okay.
Where's Coco at? Coco.
Coco ain't up here. You talking about Black Swan?
Oh, Black Swan. Black Swan.
What?
Thank you, cool ass guy.
Face.
And how long have you known him?
Less than be like
Okay.
less than 6 months, I would say.
Oh, okay. So you haven't known him that long. Because I was, essentially going to ask because I get you and Sean kind of had an awakening with that discussion last night. I saw that.
Because to me, I'm just like, it was a no-brainer. Like, this person said reactive abuse. Now, we know that we've seen, like, a person who comes into a comment section of another person's live having, like, whatever it is that's going on between the two of them, right? They're saying slick things in the comment section. They're saying this, that, and the third. None of that behavior was displayed yesterday. To expose that, if that was how she acts.
And did Sean really have an awakening? I feel like maybe Black Swan, but not Sean.
Listen,
I don't think Sean.
Honest.
They caped all. She caped all the way to the end. I don't care what nobody says. They wasn't. No.
Yeah,
I'm so glad that Bold asked that question, that Joy commented on this, because we really do need to talk about how these black men put women and femme presenting people in front of them in accountability. Every fucking men put women and femme presenting people in front of them in accountability.
You got to stand on this. You have to stand on this. I cannot sit here and translate this for you, especially when you're putting out the message that you want to protect women, right? Then that means that you have to have sorry, hold on real quick. reflect on your actions. You cannot call somebody else out if you're not doing that. So for me as a friend, I'm not going to get up there and coddle it. I'm not going to get up there and try to, whatever. The only reason why I went up onto the panel was because, and I haven't had a conversation with him offline yet, but the only reason why I went up to the panel was because I could not stand hearing that type of rhetoric towards a Black woman once again. Like, I couldn't do it. And I think that I know that they have a very close relationship. I do. But I don't think that all of the translating needed to happen that way. Maybe on the back end. Maybe you two talk about
The translating wasn't even translated. No.
There was at the end. At the end, was a whole misunderstanding too. So that is true.
Yeah, it wasn't even.
But either way, I think
you can tell.
It wasn't giving what it was supposed to give at all.
If you pay attention, if you look back at it, because it's on YouTube, if you look back at it, you can tell that Queen triggers him. You can see that. Although it's written all over his face. That she literally, when they was telling the Queen,
Supreme. No, I know all that's bullshit in my eyes. You didn't want me up there because you knew that your followers have that explanation. You see that people get to see me and make their own assessment on if they feel as though I treated you a certain way. And now that we have the recording, I had more patience with him 3 years ago than I did in his live last night. And I had patience with him last night. So you could only imagine the conversation was even more productive and civil 3 years ago. So where are you getting this idea? Only for the simple fact that you feel as though people that you like have been harmed. But I never said I didn't cuss out Banana, and I will continue to. Because you failed to acknowledge what Banana did to me first.
I gotta pause real quick because supposedly the live is glitching hella bad.
Queen, your box is black for me. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah,
I see everybody. Yeah, Joy Box is black.
Oh yeah,
Now
it
it's
keeps.
back.
Yeah,
there
it keeps
it is.
turning. It keeps turning my camera on and off. I don't know why, but if it's glitching, I know there was an update and stuff, so I don't know if you guys might need to update your app or come in and out. I did every time I go on pause for some reason, it completely just turns everything off, even when I come back. So I'll try it and stop. Sorry,
Sounds back
I
again.
know there's a glitch.
Hey, Queen.
Mm-hmm.
The next time I want to avoid accountability, I'm going to have no rad speak for me, okay?
Okay.
I wanted to. Yeah, I'm not gonna be messy. Let me shut up.
No, go ahead. It's already happening.
Nah, because baby, you told the truth and you
Yeah.
didn't mean to. That's what you get. That's what you get for trying so hard to be reactive towards me and trying not to take accountability. That you said some shit that didn't. The story ain't adding up.
Yeah, you said that no rads. You said that Jones put no rads on the phone with you when you called him on the back end. When we're being told that no rads doesn't live with Jones anymore.
Yeah, how that happen?
He said that last night in his live, so that is weird.
And then,
Sure the fuck did.
how that happen?
How he can hand her a phone? How can he hand her a phone?
If you don't know where he at, you decided to make a video. Nobody told you to do that. Make no video. Talking about I don't know what Jones is. Don't stop asking me about Jones. I haven't seen Jones. I don't talk to Jones. How you had the phone?
No, they said that last night, and I told you there were people in my live saying that they were deleting comments because people clocked that the bedroom was the same. They said that's the same bedroom y'all was living together in. And then Solid said what Solid said last night. I said, oh, so them black women that was saying it was the same and was getting muted wasn't lying. Okay.
And that's why I said what I said. And
so them black women that was saying it was the same and was getting muted wasn't lying. Okay.
And that's why I said what I said. And that's what I'm saying. It's really hard. It's just an age-old thing. And I also do want to have a conversation with Sean at some point because I don't like that. I don't like when I ask a question and I say, we're at an impasse because he keeps saying that I'm not telling the truth and I'm misrepresenting him and that that's causing him harm. But I'm telling you that that is the number one thing that the person who created the issue is going to say. They always going to say they didn't do it. So where are we at? Believe black women or not? because that's exactly what he's going to say. So that's not evidence. That's not valid to say, well, I don't like you because you lied on me. Of course, you're going to say that I lied on you when someone is calling you out and saying that you're fake and that you did these things. I'm going to lie by myself. You, Dontrell, King Virgo, screaming at me you when someone is calling you out and saying that you're fake and that you did these things. I'm going to lie by myself. You, Dontrell, King Virgo, screaming at me at the same time. Hell yeah, I was turned up. But y'all never hear the conversations with the other people that were present speak up for these things. I have a problem with Black Historian, but at least Black Historian told the fucking truth about what happened that day and how they reacted and treated me based off of it.
Yeah, Shay told the truth, and and that's the other thing. You can tell you don't do it because Shay's one of my mods.
Correct.
Even after this shit happened.
Even after it happens. Christy,
Yeah.
who came and apologized on Bold's panel and recollected exactly what I fucking said happened and apologized for it. Switch. Fucking apologize and recognize his part in what happened on your live. In the recording, you hear me name both of them and react to both of them. You hear them on the panel at some point. So I'm not recalling anything incorrectly. So why is it that everybody else who was present for these things have come forward to tell their part and you're the only? So I'm not recalling anything incorrectly. So why is it that everybody else who was present for these things have come forward to tell their part and you're the only one who is unresolved? And you saw Dontrell agree to everything that I said happened and apologize for it. So whether he took accountability for something that he didn't mean or he lied or whatever, you were present for that. So why is it that you still get to hold this idea that me and Wawa have it out for you and we're the fucking problem? And he didn't mean or he lied or whatever, you were present for that. So why is it that you still get to hold this idea that me and Wawa have it out for you and we're the fucking problem? Because I made a statement because it's true. That coupled with what you said yesterday about, oh, I called him and she handed him the phone. Why did you call him on the back end, but you hollering at me on the front end?
I'm saying a man accused of actually crossing people's boundaries in real life.
Well, why you? He get a phone call.
Of actually crossing people's boundaries in real life.
Well, why you? He get a phone call.
He get a
Oh
phone
wow!
call. Oh,
It's
And you
easier to
you
get
you
your
tried to
story
eat with
straight.
that
That's
exactly
why.
because it's easy to get your story straight, and that's exactly where I was going with that. I don't buy it.
It's
And you
easier to
you
get
you
your
tried to
story
eat with that.
straight. That's
Exactly,
why.
because it's easy to get your story straight, and that's exactly where I was going with that. I don't buy it for a fucking second. That little performative shit, I clocked it. You getting up in the back, get off the line, bro. Nobody cares about you. Get the fuck out of here. That's not enough.
Yeah, I
That's not
know
enough.
that.
That wasn't enough. You had an opportunity. You should have fucking cussed until that man kicked you out that box. I wouldn't give a fuck if you only got 12 cuss words out before he dropped you. At least you tried. Because you can't control the fact that he's going to drop you and not let you back up there. But he let you up there long enough for you to get out a full 2, 3 minutes worth of sentences. And not one of them times did you address him or say, I need to talk to you. We need to have a fucking conversation. These are the things that I wanted to say to you. If he dropped you, he didn't want to talk to you, that would have been on him. But that's not what you did. You chose to utilize your time and tell him, get off the app. Nobody cares about you. People do care. And you knew fucking people cared. But you don't think about how that impacted the people who actually did fucking care. What you hosting all of these lives for, calling him out if you didn't have shit to say there. But you don't think about how that impacted the people who actually did fucking care. What you hosting all of these lives for, calling him out if you didn't have shit to say to him when you had the opportunity. And the people who cared showed that they cared because when those people got up into that fucking box, it showed that they cared. It showed that the people wanted to address him. And even if he would have listened to you and got off the fucking live, you wasn't gonna be no motherfucking help. Because people wanted to address him. And who the fuck did you think you was to try to take that from them because you wanted to puff out your fucking chest? So you came up in the live yesterday to yell at me and Wawa because you didn't like the fact that I said that. And I'm standing by it. How much fucking money is it gonna take for you to be who the fuck you say that you are? Because you didn't start doing all of this shit until the money started fucking flowing in. Because
Yeah.
I was there from the very first time you joined the
Well,
fucking
hold on.
panel.
real quick,
We're not
we're
doing the
not. Yeah,
transphobia.
I have to address it. I have like no. I don't care how much y'all dislike somebody or whatever. We're not doing the transphobia. We can't. We're not doing it. It's not okay. You can talk about if you don't like somebody's talking points or whatever, but we're not. We're not gonna go at any parts of anybody's identity or nothing like that. We're not gonna do none of the anti shit. I can't. We're not. It's not okay.
This may not be my place to say, but maybe some other people who are femme presenting on the panel can speak on it. But I've seen um, female femme presenting people do the same thing that Sean was doing, and they are female and they are black women. You know what I mean? So I don't think that Sean being trans is necessarily what's preventing them from understanding. You know
Right.
what I mean? So like I don't
Pygmishas exist.
yeah, so I
And
don't know why we're
I'm not even
using
trying to call Sean a pygmisha, but I will say that a lot of people give a lot of deference to their friends. I don't do that. Even my friends know that. They know they on the chopping block. If somebody say, I wasn't there, well, what the fuck happened? Let's figure it out.
well, I wish they could see how we speak to each other because
No, they
I
couldn't hang. They couldn't fucking hang.
don't.
I remember that one time that person was accusing Queen of something. I wasn't around. I said, oh, I was asleep, so let's figure it out what happened. Let's host a live and let's get the receipts. Let's go. Because I'm not, and she does that to me too, though, because my friends actually give a fuck about whether I look like an idiot out in these motherfucking streets. And she'd have pulled me aside and I'd be like, yo, bitch, I'm about to go snap. What do you think? She said, bitch, you overreacted if you don't shit the fuck down.
Right. And that's all it takes. And that's why I said what I said. Like, I appreciate Black Swan being able to say, like, hey, that's my friend, but I understand that he was wrong. And that's it. And people get sensitive about that and think that because you do it, that that's what everybody else's agenda is. Saying what you did or saying what you did publicly doesn't mean that I'm trying to persuade everybody else that it happened. But once you hear me talking about my story and you want to rebut that, then yeah, now we have to have a conversation. That's it. It's simple. And even if you still disagree, we have to have a conversation. That's it. It's simple. And even if you still disagree with how the events took place, a conversation was had, but it's not going to change the fact that that's still how I feel. And even to this day, I'm still saying the same thing. I feel like it's performative, and I feel like you did not utilize that moment appropriately. And I feel as though, even still, you're concerned about what platform the people are having these conversations on instead of like noticing the fact that the same people keep showing up for each other. The same
Well,
people keep sticking up for each other. They keep defending each other. I haven't seen y'all nowhere. I haven't seen y'all in any of these spaces saying anything. It's always the same people coming to each other's aid and rescue, the same people. There should have never been no. If you was in the queue, why was your name not called out as a person who needed to be let up? I heard RTP. I ain't hear you.
right. Mm-hmm.
And I
They
know
did
good and
not.
motherfucking well they would have never chose RTP over you.
Correct.
So who do
They
you
would have
think you
called.
fucking fooling? They would have called your name and said Solid is in the fucking request. Let him up. I never heard your name. I never even seen you in the fucking comments saying let me up, nigga. I got
I
something to
didn't believe
say.
that shit. If you was in the queue, you most definitely would have been brought to the fucking. Most definitely.
Yeah, it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Oh, well, you can see who's in the queue now. Somebody probably got a screenshot, to be honest.
And that's why we need to stop playing, baby, because everything is fucking recorded on these streets. Whether people agree to it or not, somebody gonna clip you and record you. And then it's crazy how you say it's messy talk because people be recording on YouTube and then simultaneously ask for a fucking clip to prove my case. Which is it?
The same clip you tried to weaponize against me when I originally wanted to pull it.
Come on. Come on. Is it?
The same clip you tried to weaponize against me when I originally wanted to pull it.
Come on. Come on.
Make up your motherfucking mind.
Make up your mind.
Y'all want receipts or you don't. But Joy, do you actually
But I
want to
sent
say
that
that or
clip of
not?
Banana and Solomon.
You got the one for Banana and Solomon? Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. I got it, baby.
So what? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. You guys were saying something at the same
You had
time.
messaged me in the chat. You didn't know if I wanted. Did you
Oh
want
yeah,
me to play the Solid clip?
no, I was just asking what y'all wanted to do. That's all. I was just trying to make sure you guys did what you needed to do, and I wasn't sure.
Yes, that's up to you. Were y'all? Because she said there's more people here. I don't know if they're the same people that were in Solid's live last night. If y'all want to hear the clip from the original issue that happened with Solid and Queen from January 3rd, 2023.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah, you can do a poll.
Yeah,
And we can see.
can a mod start a poll to see if y'all we need either do the 2023 clip or no?
They saying yes, please.
Oh, okay.
Damn. Oh, you came in late.
Yeah.
Hey, Joy.
Yeah.
The next time I want to escape accountability, I'm going to go off the app for a month, okay?
All right, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Don't say we ran.
Next time I want to escape accountability, I'm going to go off the app for a month, okay?
All right, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Don't say we ran you off though, and then come back on.
He said, "Do all the clips,
Do all the clips, do them
all of them,
Y'all are wild. Oh,
do them all." Because I know some of y'all was over here acting crazy in Jones' live too. People was talking shit. Some of y'all was trying to talk shit to me too. I remember names. May not remember everything like Queen does, but I remember names and people talking shit to me. But that's all right. I'll let you see it. What are we talking shit to me? But that's all right. I'll let you see it. What are we? Do you also want? Dang, I haven't seen this person in a long time.
Ooh.
Of this clip, this banana clip.
Are you about to play the clip on Solomon? Because I don't know that one.
Both of them.
Yeah.
They said all of them.
Yeah, they said play all of them.
Can we start with the Solomon clip since it's new?
Yeah.
Is it shorter?
Yeah, D, all of the above.
Yeah.
Can we start with the Solomon clip since it's new?
Yeah.
Is it shorter?
Yeah, D, all of the above.
Yeah. This one's only 6 minutes. So.
Oh yeah, because ours is a half hour. God.
Hold on, y'all. Let me see.
In that way, I would have still said something.
Okay, so this is in Drop ATL's live.
Something.
Okay, so this is in Drop ATL's live. And I think who's in the panel is
Rest in peace.
Oh.
Peace drop.
Yes, rest easy.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
That's why you hadn't seen them, y'all.
Oh.
Peace drop.
Yes, rest easy.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
That's why you hadn't seen them, y'all.
Oh, I didn't know.
You good. I just wanted to make sure we put that out there.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I did not know. But yeah, but it's Screw. Oh, I didn't know.
You good. I just wanted to make sure we put that out there.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I did not know. But yeah, but it's Scrooge, Solomon, Beth. I haven't seen that person in Quintessa. Scrooge, Solomon, Beth. I haven't seen that person in Quintessa.
Etiquette. You know what I'm saying? Because if it had been Beth speaking, you know what I'm saying, and that same answer was done in that way. Because if it had been Beth speaking, you know what I'm saying, and that same answer was done in that way, I would have still said something. So I didn't tone police her because Solomon's black and I'm black, and I don't care who was talking at the time.
That's not what I was stating either, but Banana was just trying to come in and be like, hey, but hold on, the law and the logic.
I didn't even hear her. I didn't hear Banana. I didn't hear Banana.
I heard Banana, but what I'm saying is this: the thing is, it's not going to be done that way.
Like if you want to come up in there, I did not hear Banana saying that. So the only thing I heard was Banana just talking. I didn't hear Banana say, can you hold on a second? Now, you know me at every live. I'm very super, super patient. There's been lives where I would sit in an hour, not say a word before I say anything. You know me. You know that's how I do. That's just who I am as a person. So I think it's very unfair.
In the same regard, though, if you know me, both of you, I'm always going to defend my Indigenous cousins when they're feeling a type of way, right? So that's what I'm doing right now.
I understand, but the only thing I'm saying is that I didn't even hear Banana saying that. Let me speak for a second. I did not even hear that. If Banana would have said that, I would have kept quiet. Only thing I heard was someone just jumping in. I was like, well, hold on a second, hold on. That's all I heard. So I don't know why, it's like that. I don't know why it's home policing, because I truly did not hear that.
I heard it, but the thing about it is you were still speaking. That's all it was about. You were still speaking. And I would have done that for it. But the thing about it is you were still speaking. That's all it was about. You were still speaking. And I would have done that for anybody. Like, hold on, let this person speak. If you don't agree, let them finish their point, because I agreed with Banana. I agree.
And
I'm gonna go further. I'm gonna go further and say take one of your unpaid days off and join together in thanks with each other. It's called a sacrifice.
Right. And I agree too. I just brought up that topic in particular with that. And now Banana apparently think I'm some op. Like, it's weird. Like, we were having discussion about that. Beth was saying, that's interesting.
Again, I think Banana.
We're not.
I mean, Banana does not even know me.
Oh, actually, no. But Banana, come on. Hold on. I got sirens and stuff going on.
I'm not justifying celebrating. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, hold on. Now is a chance. I'm gonna give Banana opportunity to criticize.
Please.
Thank you, guys.
Because
Let's figure this out.
So you saying that it's a paid holiday and it's a day off that a lot of people have off? That wasn't you justifying getting together and celebrating?
No. We were having a discussion as far as I'm starting to forget, but basically what we were talking about, how there was, from the other person was talking about, I think it was the project person was talking about how they use this holiday as a time of celebrating with their family. And then that's why I raised the question, can you have a holiday where you can celebrate family, use that time, since it's already your time off, and not celebrate the holiday? I was not going in saying that this should be done. This is the case. I was not excusing that. I was just raising that question.
Okay. Go ahead, Banana.
So I think it's still a problem for people to gather in a familial fashion to this day. I think that's still a problem.
What?
Regardless of what you're calling it, regardless of what you're doing, you're still gathering and you're still, in essence, celebrating and still doing what you would normally do, just not calling it what it is. That's what it is.
I agree with that too.
So when I'm saying this, why not tomorrow? Because people also typically have Thursday and Friday off too. In a lot of places, they'll have both days off too. Why not a weekend? Why not a different day in the year to plan a family reunion or a family gathering like other families do in general anyways? Why pick this day continually? And when you said, I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate, let me make this perfectly clear, Solomon. The devil does not need an advocate. It doesn't need one in any situation. No situations require a devil's advocate at all. And for you to state that that's all you're doing, as if that's going to obfuscate you from harm that you're doing to indigenous people hearing that type of rhetoric, it's not right. It's not what's happening. That's why I was bothered by what you were saying, was because, and then you wanted to excuse it by saying you were the devil's advocate. The devil doesn't need one. That's not necessary. Was because, and then you wanted to excuse it by saying you were the devil's advocate. The devil doesn't need one. That's not necessary.
Banana.
Oh my God.
Because even after you finish taking, nobody's jumping on Solomon, but the thing is, I agree completely. I was like, take one of your days. Take one of your.
Okay, so that was the whole clip. That is he just asked the question, then he got this label basically being harmful.
Harmful
Just
and
the question. And then a lot of people don't even actually celebrate Thanksgiving for the initial meaning or whatever. It's just the only time people got to see each other.
Or off. Some people don't have the privilege of time off outside of those designated holidays. We live in a capitalistic society, right? I don't know what you want me to say.
On
I get
top
a
of the
floating holiday
fact,
for Juneteenth. It's not actually a day off. It's a floating holiday. So if I choose to use it on Juneteenth, I get to use it on Juneteenth. Some people don't even get that. Like, what?
On top of the fact that playing a devil's advocate doesn't mean that you're necessarily believing the opposite side. It's just to explore all sides of an issue so that you can have a firmer basis for whatever stance that you have. And like, there are too many people on this app who claim a side and never explore the other side, and then they get themselves caught up. I don't think it's a problem to have a thought exercise and explore people's viewpoints. I don't think that that's negative, especially if it's within a black space. It's not for her to decide which sides of an argument should and should not be advocated for. Like, you are not the arbiter of what constitutes okay conversation, especially in black spaces.
Problem. You were trying to bogart a black space every 5 fucking minutes to talk about everything but anti-blackness.
Amen, y'all.
I ain't never
My
seen you
bad.
host a motherfucking live about anti-blackness and the indigenous. I ain't never seen you do that. You might have done that after somebody pointed it out, actually, now that I think about it. I think people was getting on your ass and you did it, or maybe another black person did and you didn't come to the live. I'll have to find my receipts on that too. But I know that this has come up again and a motherfucking again. And this is my problem when y'all do this. When y'all do this, this is my problem. Is even the niggas in Solid's chat last night was mad as hell. They said, you called them white ones. Isn't you Pikachu? I'm calling you by name, Alphaba, whoever you want to be this week. Hopefully not stealing somebody's account and taking people's babies' pictures and trying to figure out whether they're black or white.
Oh my God.
Hopefully not doing that.
Or
But I
doxing
saw you in them
people.
comments last night saying, see, you're still being figure out whether they're black or white.
Oh my God.
Hopefully not doing that.
Or
But I
doxing
saw you in them
people.
comments last night saying, see, you're still being anti-indigenous. Ain't saying a goddamn thing about the anti-blackness while you were perpetuating it. Comments last night saying, see, you're still being anti-indigenous. Ain't saying a goddamn thing about the anti-blackness while you were perpetuating it. I'm so sick of these fucking people. It's been too fucking long for you slimy ass, grimy ass motherfuckers to keep coming around and trying. I'm so sick of these fucking people. It's been too fucking long for you slimy ass, grimy ass motherfuckers to keep coming around and trying fucking slander other people's fucking name because you're fucking wormy. Go back to crying and being anti-black on Reddit. How about that?
Cascade, did you want to say something? Also, thank you guys for the 200K taps. I appreciate it.
I'm ready to cut.
Cascade, did you want to say something? Also, thank you guys for the 200K taps. I appreciate it.
I'm ready to cuss. First of all, it's the
Appreciate it.
I'm ready to cuss.
Harmful. I don't care. That's not okay with me. Solid comes into the live and starts arguing about, well, if people are acting like coons and they need to be treated like coons, etc. So Wawa poses the question to him and says, so are you saying that Candace Owens deserves racism because she's not for our community? And he said yes. And so the back and forth happens. He's not listening. He tries to bring up Tyler Bluntman, and we're like, all right, stop. To address the point of like, yeah, just because someone is not for the community doesn't mean that we get to attack their identity. We don't get to attack their blackness, those types of things. I'm going to stand up for somebody to address the point of like, yeah, just because someone is not for the community doesn't mean that we get to attack their identity. We don't get to attack their blackness, those types of things. I'm going to stand up for somebody regardless of if they I'm agreeable with them or not. It doesn't get resolved. There's back and forth. I block things. I'm going to stand up for somebody regardless of if they I'm agreeable with them or not. It doesn't get resolved. There's back and forth. I block him because this is pre able to kick somebody. So I had to block him out of the live in order to get him out of the box and get things back in order. I unblocked him, went over to his live to discuss what happened, but I go to his live because I hear him ranting about how he should be able to use that word and he does not regard it as a slur. And there's a white woman in the box agreeing with him and basically saying, Well, if that's what they are, then you should be able to say it. So I go over to address him about what happened in Wawa's live and address him about the white woman, Christy Lou Who, saying that and co-signing him. And this is the clip we're about to hear.
You were in Solid's live last night and you were confused, and this is what they were talking about.
Clip we're about to hear.
You were in Solid's live last night and you were confused, and this is what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have a real quick question. How long is the clip again? Because I'm leaving like an hour or so.
It's like a half an hour, I think, ish.
Okay, that's fine. That's good.
I think, yeah.
Is harmful. What Candace Owens does is harmful.
And no one disagrees with that, Solid. No one disagrees with that.
So it's not
but
about
should their
it's not
blackness
being
be attacked?
anti-black. No, it's being pro-black.
No,
it's
I'm
not
not
being anti-black.
I didn't say
That's
your comment. I'm not
framing.
talking about your comment. I'm not just talking about your comment. I was speaking in general. If someone is harmful in the community, do they still deserve for their blackness to be attacked? Is my question. And it sounded like you said yes.
If you are in the middle of attacking black people, that is not the same thing as attacking their blackness.
Why would we? Okay, but what Wawa was trying to ask you is, do you think that all black people have the intention to be harmful to the community, or do you think that they just have not foregone their colonization? Do you think that?
No, and that's why I'm patient. I told y'all. My name is not up for grabs. My name is not challenged. I'm still a solid motherfucker. Period. What I said is what I said, and I said it for a reason. And I would love to explain. And I would love to explain.
Okay.
I would love to explain.
Sure.
Okay. So if you are misguided, right? Like you a Wabo or you a Moore or something like that, I would have more of a time, more ease speaking to you and trying to reason with you and talking with you and all that. But what happens is you get people with different motivations. Tyler Blutman, time after time, has shown that he has been an antagonist on purpose because he likes to be an antagonist. Candace Owens is getting paid to be human blackface for Charlie Kirk and Foster Fries and Dennis Prager to defame the black community. And she is cognitive that she's doing it. The woman went in front of Congress and said that Southern strategy doesn't exist. She has forfeit her blackness. Sorry. She did that.
That's my question, Solid. That's my question.
That behavior is what warrants you my vitriol. And you're not going to convince me that you're not supposed to be met with vitriol. Period.
Okay, so that was the point that we were trying to tell you. So if someone disagrees, right, and let's say I am having a debate with Candace Owens and I'm getting infuriated at what she's saying, do I get to attack her if she's okay? And I didn't say that, Solid. If you'll listen, I listened to you. The reason why the live was stopped, and I can't. Okay, and I didn't say that, Solid. If you'll listen, I listened to you. The reason why the live was stopped and I came up there to correct you was because the live was not about how we speak to other black people when we disagree. It was about exactly what I just said. Disagreeing with someone doesn't mean that your morals go out the window. If you're not ableist, you are not ableist towards people that you don't like. If you're not homophobic, you're not homophobic towards people that you don't like. So what Wawa was saying was, I'm going to stand against homophobia, transphobia, racism, ableism, no matter who it is towards.
Okay.
So when you came into
there's got to be exceptions.
And there is no exception to that. Wawa was saying that for her and for us in the live, it is no exception. I'm not going to be transphobic all of a sudden just because I don't like someone.
But I would never be. But I'm not.
No one said
racist.
you did, and that's why no one said you did. You came up there and made it about yourself, and I was trying to stop.
Period.
Right, and so yes, millennial, you're correct. It's not.
So just like I wouldn't call Milo Yiannopoulos the F word, saying coon does not mean is not the same as calling Milo Yiannopoulos the F word. You understand?
Okay, and
I'm gonna pause for a second, sis. I didn't know Des was in this live that night.
What?
Des is in the comments.
Of course. I'm gonna get re-mad.
So
Get re-mad.
So we were, and that's what we were saying. So Wawa was telling you that from our perspective, it is still a slur. And it does open up for other communities that are not Black to use that term, thinking that it's just a descriptive term when it is saying like, oh, a coon. They were like, that's not acceptable.
I did not.
Yes,
how dare you? I did. I absolutely did not.
Christy, I'm gonna let you down.
Yeah, I can drop 2 solid. I don't need to be up in that business.
No, you don't. You really don't.